While filming a scene for a series in Canada, Bailey and Bomer were seen flaunting their toned bodies as they shared a tender kiss in the water during a raucous lakeside romp. What series was the duo filming for? What were Bailey and Bomer doing during the lakeside trip? Stay tuned to find out all the important unanswered questions we need to be answered. First up, what were Bailey and Bomer doing during the lakeside trip in Canada? As they struggled in the splashing waves while filming scenes on the beautiful Lake Ontario, Matt and Jonathan appeared every bit the infatuated couple. Bomer held his face and planted a kiss on his lips as Bailey flaunted his ample muscles in a pair of blue swim trunks. Bridgerton has changed from the character he played in the Regency era, and he has now long hair and a retro mustache. On dry land, Bailey was dressed in a bathing suit and a thin beach shirt. After being thrown into the water by Bomer's character, he became sopping wet and slipped out of the wet tub. Not to be undone, Matt Bomer showed off his own impressive muscles while wearing a pair of tiny green shorts. The attractive on-screen lovers certainly got a workout while shooting. They alternated between jumping, picking each other up, and running in the sand, as well as jumping into the Great Lake. At one point, Bailey even demonstrated a cartwheel to demonstrate his gymnastics prowess. The actors will portray on-screen lovers in the LGBTQ romance thriller that is based on Thomas Mallon's award-winning book. Next up, what series were the duo filming? The limited series. Fellow Traveler starring Matt Bomer has received official Showtime approval. Showtime has given the series an 8-episode order. Based on the novel of the same name by Thomas Mallon, the series is described as an epic love story and political thriller, chronicling the volatile romance of two very different men who meet in the shadow of McCarthy-era Washington. Bomer will portray the charming and handsome Hawkins Fuller, a politician with a lucrative backroom career, until he meets Tim Laughlin, a young man brimming with idealism and religious faith. Hawkins avoids emotional entanglements. They start dating just as Roy Cohn and Joseph McCarthy declare war on subversives and deviants, ushering in one of the darkest eras in American history of the 20th century. Over the course of 4 decades, Hawk and Tim encounter each other during the AIDS crisis of the 1980s, the drug-fueled disco hedonism of the 1970s, and the Vietnam War protests of the 1960s, while overcoming challenges in both their personal and professional lives. The book is being adapted for the screen by Oscar-nominated Philadelphia writer Ron Niceweiner, who will also executive produce. The first 2 episodes will be directed and executive produced by Daniel Minahan, who most recently worked on Netflix's Halston. In addition to acting, Bomer also serves as executive producer alongside Robbie Rogers. Showtime and Fremantle will co-produce. Next up, how did Matt Bomer come out as gay? White Collar star Matt Bomer officially came out as gay on Saturday when he publicly thanked his partner Simon Halls and their 3 children while accepting an award. The star of the popular USA series attended the Steve Chase Humanitarian Awards this past weekend, where he was honored for his work in the fight against HIV/AIDS with the New Generation Arts and Activism Award. I'd really especially like to thank my beautiful family, Simon, Kit, Walker, Henry, he said on stage. Thank you for teaching me what unconditional love is. You will always be my proudest accomplishment. Bomer, 34, has previously declined comment when asked about his love life. Details magazine questioned the actor about whether or not the rumors that he was gay in its January 2010 issue. I don't give a about that, he retorted. I have total fulfillment and happiness in my personal life. He added, I have a network and a show riding on my shoulders. I would say a big difference between my character and me is that I can be too trusting, and I've realized in this business that's not necessarily the smartest thing to be. I definitely have a thing or two to learn from the con artists. When Matt told his parents about it 2 years later, he acknowledged that he was surprised by how shocked they were, and that it was actually his grandparents who immediately accepted him. Next up, how did Matt Bomer learn to act by hiding his Matt Bomer is opening up about his struggles with his as a child and young adult, revealing that hiding his identity taught him to be an actor. One of the ways I learned how to act really is by having secrets and having to function as a kid in a public school in suburban Bible Belt, Texas. Bomer, 39, recently told Out magazine. Subsequently, I worked on a gas pipeline with my brother for a while. There were ex-cons with us. It was not an environment where it was safe to be gay. I did learn how to protect myself, though. It was literally acting with the highest stakes, he continued. I had my brother to protect me. But despite how awful it sounds, it taught me how to choose my actions and my reactions, even if it was just to survive, you know? The native of Missouri discussed his coming out experience in an interview, including the challenges he encountered when telling his parents about orientation. He claimed that this admission motivated him to fight for his family. His parents, however, didn't take the revelation well. Bomer said there was radio silence for a long time, at least 6 months. Next up, did Jonathan Bailey get a new role in a movie alongside Harry Potter? Jonathan Bailey, who starred in Bridgerton, will co-star in a new film with Felicity Jones from The Theory of Everything and Jason Isaacs from Harry Potter. This new film sounds very different from the popular period dramas Bonnets and Petticoats. Maria's title character will be played by Academy Award nominee Felicity. Her boyfriend Eddie will be portrayed by Anthony Bridgerton, and her father will be portrayed by Jason. As the synopsis reads, struggling to accept her age, her boyfriend's love, and her father's indifference, Maria spots an opportunity to feel young, free, and desirable at her father's wedding, where she meets Raffi, her new stepbrother. Their obvious, if inconvenient, chemistry is made worse by the news that her father has been diagnosed with a terminal illness. The movie is scheduled to start filming in the UK and the US in the fall of 2022, so hopefully it won't conflict with Jonathan's hectic schedule. For the Netflix period drama, his co-star Nicola Coughlan has stated that the third season's filming will begin in June and run through August of this year. More Bridgerton will be released, she promised, adding that season 3 will begin this summer and that things would get really busy. Next off, what other movies and shows are both the actors working on? Both actors are in high demand right now, as Bomer is currently stealing scenes on HBO Max's Doom Patrol, one of the streaming's most hilarious, irreverent superhero shows, and Bailey just finished his lead role in Season 2 of Bridgerton. Combine these credentials with some of the other names associated with the project. Ron Niceweiner, the Oscar-nominated screenwriter of Philadelphia, created the limited series. Daniel Minahan, the Emmy-nominated director of Game of Thrones and 6 Feet Under, has been chosen to helm the first 2 episodes, and Allison Williams, the infamous Marnie from Girls, will appear as someone named Lucy Smith. And Fellow Travelers seems like a foregone conclusion. Could this be the expansive gay drama for which many queer hearts have been longing for? Next up, who is Matt Bomer's husband? Matt Bomer has been married to Simon Halls, a famous publicist since 2011. Simon Halls, one of Hollywood's most prominent publicists, may have been accustomed to drawing attention to his celebrity clients, but he probably didn't anticipate attracting Matt Bomer's personal interest. When the white-collar actor hired Halls to be his publicist, they first got to know one another. They clicked right away, and soon after, they began dating. Bomer had to find a new publicist, but he also met a partner through the process who would later become his spouse in 2011. Bomer and Halls have been married since 2011, when they exchanged vows in front of only their nearest and dearest. However, the couple didn't make their union known to the public until Bomer did so in a Details magazine article in 2014. Later, in 2016, Bomer told People that his relationship with Halls is inspired by his grandparents' union and that they nurture their love one day at a time. Given that my grandparents recently marked their 68th wedding anniversary, I constantly look to them for guidance. I observe how they express their love for one another on a daily basis and try to imitate them. They provided me with a good example to follow, he said. Bomer and Halls share 3 sons together, Kit, born in 2005, and twins Henry and Walker, born in 2008. The couple is focused on fostering their son's creativity, as Halls previously explained. Bomer and Bailey have a long career ahead of them. Their highly anticipated performance in Fellow Travelers just might be one of their best yet, and this could bring the miniseries to new heights. How did you react to the intimate video? Are you stoked about their new series? Make sure to let us know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching.